Hollywood Hauntings. Griffith Park, Part 1. The history. In the Los Feliz area of Los Angeles lies a sprawling 4.3 thousand acres of land, thought by some to be the most haunted in LA. This area was first known as Rancho Los Feliz, a 6.6 thousand acre Spanish land grant given to José Vicente Feliz by the Spanish governor in 1795, and was already haunted by a previous owner, Antonio Feliz, when it was purchased in 1882 by mining investor Griffith J. Griffith. Dating back to the time of Rancho Los Feliz stands the Los Feliz adobe, built in the 1830s, which still stands in Griffith Park today. Before the Spanish land grant to the Feliz family, this site was the former site of the Native American Tongva Gabrieleño Rancheria settlement, known as the Magna. The park. Griffith donated 3,015 acres to the city of Los Angeles on December 16, 1896. He had attempted to fund the construction of an amphitheater, observatory, and planetarium, as well as a girls' camp and boys' camp in the park. However, as Griffith had been tried and convicted of shooting and severely wounding his wife in 1903 in a drunken rampage at a hotel in Santa Monica, the city refused his money, and his reputation was tainted. His wife survived the shooting, and he spent 2 years in San Quentin, thanks to an alcoholic insanity defense. After his death from liver disease in 1919, the city began to build what he wanted. The amphitheater, called the Greek Theater, was completed in 1930, followed by the Griffith Park Observatory in 1935. Several land additions were made over the years, and the total acreage of Griffith Park now totals 4,310 acres. This includes the Autry Museum of the West, named for cowboy star Gene Autry; Bronson Canyon, known for filming locations of Hollywood films and TV series; the Hollywood sign; the Los Angeles Zoo; the Griffith Park merry-go-round, and much, much more. The Old Zoo. The Old Zoo in Griffith Park was open from 1912 to 1966. It's been said people have heard cries of distress from the empty animal cages. The animals once held here were reportedly malnourished and mistreated. When the new zoo was built just 5 miles away, the old zoo became a picnic area. However, for years people have reported eerie feelings here that only get worse when the sun goes down. Shadow figures, the feeling of being followed, and strange sounds are heard at night. Some people have even reported seeing a were-creature, an animal not of this realm, running through the old zoo and surrounding park area. Known as the Beast of Griffith Park, this may be a werewolf, demon, skinwalker, or perhaps a drug-induced hallucination. I wouldn't want to stick around at night to find out, though. The merry-go-round. This antique merry-go-round is said to have inspired Walt Disney to build Disneyland. While charming during the day, it seems a bit scarier at night. An unknown ghost of man has been seen around the merry-go-round after dark, after it stopped running, and disappears before the eyes of shocked onlookers. The Hollywood sign. The Hollywood sign was erected in 1923 as part of an advertising campaign for Hollywoodland real estate. The sign is 45 feet tall and 350 feet wide. In 1932, distraught actress Peg Entwistle jumped to her death from the letter H. If only she had waited a few hours, she would have received the big break she was so eager for. A letter was delivered shortly after her death informing her that she had won a most coveted role. People over the years have seen a ghostly replay of a young woman jump from the sign, only to disappear before she would hit the ground. She has also been seen wandering the trails around the sign in areas not accessible to the public. She has been seen as well walking between her former residence on Beechwood Drive and the Hollywood sign, and a macabre replay of the night of her death. People have also reportedly smelled her perfume, the scent of gardenias, in an area around the sign. The Ghosts. One of the oldest ghosts recorded at Griffith Park is that of Doña Petronilla, the teenage niece of Don Antonio Feliz, who himself has been known to haunt the land. When he died, she found herself cut out of his will and cursed the land, vowing that it would never be profitable, and that its owners would meet untimely or violent ends. Doña Petronilla is said to appear as a lady in white throughout Griffith Park, especially during or right before natural disasters, such as fires, floods, severe storms, and droughts. She has also been seen riding a white horse by hikers, as well as peering out of the windows of her family's old adobe on dark and rainy nights. The ghost of her uncle, the aforementioned Don Antonio Feliz, appeared during the transfer of land from Griffith to the city, shocking the celebratory guests. He brazenly took the seat reserved for Griffith and reportedly proclaimed, "I come to invite you to dine with me in hell. In your great house I have brought an escort of subdemons." The lights went out, and a cacophony of cymbals and gongs filled the room. There were no reports of whether this was an elaborate prank or not because, according to the folklorist Horace Bell that wrote about the event, all of the guests fled before the demons would have arrived. Don Antonio's ghost is still reportedly seen wandering his old rancho on horseback, most often near the old zoo. The ghost of Griffith J. Griffith is reportedly also seen on horseback throughout the park, checking on upkeep. The Haunted Picnic Table. Hoax or haunting? There is a picnic table in the northwest corner of Griffith Park in which a freak accident may have occurred. That story will be explored in my next video. Did a young couple supposedly curse where they met their grisly end? Is there more to the observatory than meets the eye? Just what is inside the Batcave of Bronson Canyon? Stay tuned for Part 2 of Hollywood Hauntings. Griffith Park.